clear. I have the lawful authority, freedom of the press. Doorbell is still locked, even though there's no mask requirement. Oh yeah, he saw me. He's got the mask hanging off one ear again like last time. Good afternoon.
You can't come in. You've been trespassed.
Have I?
You have a while back, so that was permanent.
For what lawful reason?
The mask.
For what lawful reason?
I told you. You both could come in if you like, but you've been trespassed.
For what lawful reason? I read. I just got back from the sheriff's office, but I'll go over with you too. Criminal trespass in the second degree, or criminal trespass in the first degree. Which were you charging me with?
Look, we could call the sheriffs again.
We'll
Have
just
them
call
come
the sheriff.
out. So.
Wait outside.
So, I was told to wait here. Is that a lawful order? Okay, well, I wouldn't like to cause a disturbance, so I will be quiet.
Call the sheriff.
Maybe I should call the sheriff too.
Yeah.
Should I?
Exactly how I thought.
911 address of the emergency.
The Tangent City Hall, Tangent, Oregon.
Yeah. What's going on?
I am here lawfully, freedom of the press under the Oregon Constitution, the Oregon Open Public Meetings Law, and the United States Constitution. Being lawfully, they're saying I'm trespassed, which is a second degree trespass, which says if I am here unlawfully, they can trespass me. I do not believe to be here lawfully. In fact, I have told you I am here lawfully. My name is Nicholas Arthur Faulkner. I've been told by the mayor to wait here. The mayor, I believe, is calling you guys probably on the other line as we speak.
Okay.
I'm calling to say my rights have been violated. And I would like to report a crime. The crime is ORS 162.415, official misconduct in the first degree. It is a Class C misdemeanor. I'm sorry, it is a Class A misdemeanor. And I would like that enforced.
Okay. Well, I'm going to send a deputy out there to get this all straightened out for you, okay, Nicholas?
All right, thank you. Can I ask your name?
This is operator 51948.
51948.
Yep.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're going to try to make me go to jail for this. Corrupt, man. Sad. Last minutes of freedom, guys.
Better hang out. Go pick his ass up from jail because they're just gonna fingerprint him and let him go. Dude, if they hold him overnight, I'll be surprised. They might. Who knows? You gotta wait and find out, huh? Don't beat your meat with the soap, it burns. What? I told him not to beat his meat with the soap, it burns. And you would know that how? Because I've been in jail. Oh shit, I didn't know that. I did not know that. You're like, wait a minute. I didn't need to know that either.
I asked for a supervisor last time and never got one, and I'm gonna push for one tonight even harder.
Even harder.
Yeah. They told me I could call him.
They told you could call them.
Yeah, I could call his supervisor.
That's not how it's supposed to work, right?
No shit.
It's supposed to be they get them down here.
I even asked. I was like, you can call him, put him on speakerphone, and he didn't. He wouldn't do that.
You even tried to compromise?
My battery was going dead on my phone and my GoPro, and I was trying to record.
Yeah. I remember that.
You guys heard him tell me to wait here, right?
Yeah. Yeah. He said, wait here.
He didn't say leave. He said, you've been trespassed. You can't be here. And then he told me to wait here.
And he said, hold on.
Really?
Yeah, you're right.
Is that a lawful order?
That was a great response.
Well, that's the whole point. This is what it's saying.
That's they scare up for their prices.
Really? Dude, that's paranoid schizophrenic technique right there. Keep looking
That's
onto marijuana just to make sure it's fine.
definitely paranoid.
You know what's really funny? It's on the video or the audio when the sheriff deputy comes in and talks to them. They admit that they don't know how trespassing works.
That video from this inside?
Just audio from the sheriff's dash cam. The audio on the sheriff's shoulders. He goes in and talks to him. They're like, well, I don't know how this works, but we'd like to trespass for the night. And the sheriff's like, well, that's not really how it goes. It's kind of we'd like to do it so it's like after you've been trespassed, you're trespassed. And he's like, I don't know if the lawyer's going to say you can come back tomorrow. I'm not saying if you can trespass him or whatever. But he says, I can tell him he's trespassed. And today when I pointed at the no cameras sign in the lobby, and I was like, this is unenforceable. This one over here has the no weapons sign, has the ORS next to it. It's like, you can't enforce the no cameras. The guy just sat there quiet.
Because he knew he was caught.
Yeah,
Couldn't do anything about it, did he?
pretty much.
It's interesting that they have to have that ORS underneath of it to be enforceable.
Yep.
Makes you wonder about all the mask signs. Never noticed any of that.
Exactly.
They trick
That's why they're enforcing trespass. There's no law.
they trick people into putting it on their business like they were gonna get fined and shit.
Yep.
And so private property, you have to abide by the private property owner rules. Or they can just tell you to do it.
But
Because it's property rights.
that's private property. When it's public property, you have to be there unlawfully. And he doesn't make law.
They don't even enforce the rules they have on the book.
I know. And what's really funny is right here. Where is it? The ORS says all public meetings of governing bodies shall be open to the public, and all persons shall be permitted to attend any meeting except as otherwise provided by 192.610 definitions and 192.690 exceptions to ORS. And it's not under the exceptions. Government mandates aren't. And then check this out. City charter for the council. 22 proceedings to be public. All meetings of the city council are subject to the state open meetings law.
It says it right on their charter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why when it says unlawful, I'm not that worried about it, because I have the city charter, I have the state constitution, I have the state regulations, I got the Oregon or the Constitution of the United States versus this dude's word.
See how it goes.
I don't want to go to jail.
I don't want to either. You gotta have your freaking hood though.
It's not that bad.
What?
It's not that bad.
Chilly.
I wonder if they're taking extra long because they're talking with their fucking lawyers. So like, what can we do here? Is he gonna sue us bad? Hey, the way I look at it is it's easier to sue for damages if I've been arrested. Just saying.
I'm not sure.
That's funny though. I just pressed this criminal charges on them earlier, so this will be twice in one day of charging them with crimes.
Maybe they'll get that.
Maybe. So when I talked with the guy earlier, he said that Lieutenant Lovick took my complaint and turned it into the DA, but the DA put it aside and said they weren't going to prosecute it or some shit. That there wasn't enough evidence or something. Sounds like they never called me and asked for evidence. Of course, there's not evidence.
Right.
My word should be evidence enough, or not evidence, but it's testimony, which is usable in court.
It's bullshit.
Yeah. Watch the sheriff just not show up. Everybody just walks out of the meeting and leaves.
As fucked up as that might happen.
I know.
Well, if they're investigating fatalities or wrecks or anything like that, that's precedent over this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
But when you have multiple 911 calls from the same address, though. Not that that matters.
They could get you a misuse of 911.
But I'm actually reporting criminal statutes. So technically I'm a protected party. Just like last time.
Some protection.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm not protected from the wind. It's cold.
I know. It seems like it should be another thing to leave the people out in the cold when they have the right to come inside. You know? It's bad for my health. It's not deadly, maybe.
Fuck, I keep remembering that I have to go to work tomorrow.
Fuck, I keep thinking I might not have to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah. I definitely. If I don't hear from you, I'll call your dad and be like, Nick ain't gonna make it in super early. Super early?
Well, it's gonna suck because I still got shelves to build tomorrow before I help Mom take her stuff to that junction. I'm not doing this to get out of that, though. I didn't choose the day of the meeting, it just came up.
Is it because of the meeting is why you specified today?
Could have waited another month. But every time there's time going by, I got complaints I want to submit. I've got things I want to say.
Right.
I have every right to say them. But they're like, oh, you could go online and contract with Zoom and watch on there. Oh, you can force me to contract? Well, you can go watch it on Zoom, so I'm not stopping you from watching it. Well, it's been 32 minutes.
It's been 32 minutes already. They need to provide outdoor bathrooms. Fucking
Just
A.
go, man.
What?
Just go. They said I was disrupting last time for
There you
ringing
go.
the doorbell. Okay.
Two of them? That's super good.
That's how we roll, guys. Hopefully no deputy hockey tonight. Howdy.
Hello?
Pretty good, except a couple things. You here for them or me or?
Did you both call?
Hmm?
That's what our call log shows, is that you both called.
Yeah.
We're here, so what would would you like from us?
I would like to let you know that right here under the city charter, section 22 that I circled, says proceedings to be public. All meetings of the public council are subject to state open public meetings law. And this right here is criminal trespass in the second degree, which is, I believe, what they're trying to pin me on. And it says for unlawful, and everything I'm doing is lawful. I have the freedom of press under the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. I have the freedom of press under Section 8 of the Oregon Constitution. I have the freedom to be here by the charter. So if you guys would like to trespass me, you'll have to arrest me, and I hope that doesn't happen. I am here lawfully, and I would just like to come in and record this public meeting, sir.
I agree with you.
I appreciate that.
So, it's an open meeting.
Mhm. It's
public.
locked.
It's no.
Yeah, the door is locked.
I
There's
can't
no
force my way.
I understand.
So,
Your name is Boland? I can't read that. I'm Nick Faulkner, by the way.
as long as you have business,
Andy, thank you.
I'm not gonna trespass you.
Thank you.
You're not causing a scene. You're not being disruptive or disrespectful. So,
Thank you.
I don't have a problem with you attending the meeting,
All right.
regardless of how they feel.
I appreciate that.
Now, there may be whatever you guys decide to do legally in civil court,
Yeah,
based off of them not abiding by what they're required to do.
I was working on a affidavit earlier, but it's over 100 lines long. I didn't get it all done today.
I'm going to recommend to them that they reach out to the city attorney for tangent and get legal advice.
That also happened last December when I came here. They were told that. I actually paid for the audio of Deputy Hockey, came in here and spoke with them. They admitted that they didn't know how the trespassing law worked, but Deputy Hockey said, well, I can tell him he's trespassed. And so they're like, well, let's do that. Let's have him trespass for the night, and then we'll talk to the lawyer later. And then I've had multiple emails with Joe Samaniago. He's the city manager, and tried to tell him kind of what I told you, that due to the Oregon Public Meetings Law, I can be here. And I mean, I'm not trying to argue, man. I'm just
I'll
trying
be completely honest with you. If they violate your rights by not letting you in the building, I'm not going to force the door open for you. Does that make sense?
Okay, but
You'll have to go through other legal ramifications for them not letting you attend this meeting.
I can see that.
But I will.
Most law that I've
Happy to document that for you.
okay, and then if I can find the other one. This is what I would say is official misconduct in the first degree. If a public servant commits the crime of official misconduct, if the public servant public servant commits the crime of official misconduct in the first degree, if with intent to obtain a benefit or harm, which I would say benefits not being open to the press and having this put on the internet for other people to watch. The public servant knowingly fails to perform a duty imposed upon the public servant by law or one clearly inherent in the nature of the office. The Oregon Public Meeting Law. That is clear. B, the public servant knowingly performs an act constituting an unauthorized exercise in official duties. Last December, they called and had me trespassed. So there's two things here, and this is also official misconduct in the first degree is a Class A misdemeanor. So my complaint tonight is I would like this enforced, a Class A misdemeanor on him for official misconduct in the first degree.
I'd be more than happy to look into that.
I appreciate that too. So that's.
I won't give you a solid yes or a solid no, but
I understand.
I will look into it.
I appreciate your time, and I mean I want to give you guys as much respect. You guys are out here trying to follow, all kinds of Constitution, ORS, all this kind of Oregon Constitution, the ORS. You might not pay as much attention to the United States Constitution. I tried to study it a while back, and I might have argued that sometimes and have found that it's not enforceable so much, and it's led me to look deeper and find what is enforceable, where it actually says, is a Class A misdemeanor. And since it is enforceable, I've found that I can't ask you to do unenforceable things like protect my rights, but I can ask you to enforce a Class A misdemeanor. So that's what my thing is today, is I'm just asking for the misdemeanor to be enforced. So I'm willing to leave. I'm ready to go. I don't want to stand out here any longer. I understand you're not going to open up the door and make them let me come and sit down tonight, but I might come back next month. But I'd like this to get cleared up by then. And emails, they blow them off like they don't care. I've tried to tell them, Joe Samaniago, probably 6 or 7 messages, and he keeps telling me, well, that's how other cities that I've worked with that have done it. They don't follow the rules, and I'm just trying to press that a bit. So I
And
went,
They may not. I don't know how much
and I even went to the,
counsel they've sought on what they can and can't do as public officials. So.
and that's part of my request, is that they told me I couldn't come back. I found a loophole in the law that says the people have the right to inspect public records, not to get copies of, but to inspect, which means I can come in here and I can sit down at a desk and I can look over the mayor's emails. I gave them 5 days warning, and they didn't let me come in and do it because they said I was trespassed. After 5 days, they've already created another crime, and I could sue them civilly, but the 60 days has already gone up. I chose not to sue them civilly. I'm not looking for lawsuits, man. I just want them to be respectful of the people. So that's all I think I have to say. So feel free to go in and talk, and I'll wait here for what you have to say. Should have tried this during the summer. Last time it was cold too. I waited out like a half hour and I was shivering the whole time.
It's not raining right now.
Dude, you're so right. I would rather be riding a motorcycle right now. Like 10 layers. 10 layers and a windshield. So here's a question for you. Are vehicle or traffic violations in Oregon, is that criminal, or is that
No, it's just a violation.
Violation.
So not criminal.
so how do you pull people over for non-crimes?
What's that?
How do you pull people over for a non-crime?
Because it's a violation. So we can stop for a violation to address that violation.
But they don't have to, somebody wouldn't have to give up their ID unless there's a crime committed, right?
So there's actually a ORS that you do have to provide at least, your name and date of birth or something. Like, you have to identify yourself for citation purposes.
Do you know what law that is?
Which ORS that is? No,
I wouldn't mind looking it up.
top of my head.
Seems like it'd be a violation of the 4th Amendment of the Constitution of the United States. Because it specifically says without a warrant with probable cause that you don't have to give it up. So it's kind of just something I thought a while back. If you get pulled over and there's no crime, then why would you have to give an ID? But then refusal to ID is a secondary crime, which would probably be tried to be enforced like a primary.
So it is ORS 807-570.
ORS 807570. Failure to carry or present license. A person commits the offense of failure, so it's not a crime, it's still just an offense.
Yeah.
Or does that mean
The
offense means a crime? Or
It's an offense. So
Okay.
if you go down a little
offense
bit
to
farther,
failure to carry a license or to present a license to a police officer if the person either drives any motor vehicle. So you do know a motor vehicle is a commercial term, right?
that motor vehicle is, there's actually ORS definition of a motor vehicle. So
RS motor vehicle. Man, my fingers are so cold I can't even type right.
we're able to find that one.
I'm looking 801-360 motor vehicle. A motor vehicle means a vehicle that is self-propelled and designed for self-propulsion. So the other question I guess I have for you, and it's kind of a Constitution of the United States question though, but Article 6, Paragraph 2 is the Supremacy Clause, and it states that all laws of the United States shall be in pursuant with the Supreme Law, and anything that's not has notwithstanding. So how would any law made by a state that goes against the right to travel for the free people to travel, how can they make a law that violates that?
That is above my pay grade. I wish I had a good answer for you.
Okay. Well, I mean, it was good that
You can look into it, man, and
Yeah.
know what you should like. Because I mean,
if I get pulled over and don't give you my ID, I'm just kind of giving you a heads up that
I mean, the last thing I would, if I was an officer, the last thing I would want to do is make a arrest or ticket somebody on something that I could end up getting sued for.
yeah.
Just for
But what about
Being
laws?
your job sucks. I mean, you might think it's awesome, but there's definitely parts of it that fucking suck.
There absolutely is.
Dealing with like domestic violence, deaths, all that. You know, I mean, dude, I get it. It sucks, but there's some things that I feel like people need a little grace. You guys are being cool too.
Yeah.
I'm not saying.
I do try to be, open and forthcoming, and lately I've had Hockey and Randall and you and these guys, and I've talked to Lovick and forgot the guy's name that I talked to today. I don't know. I don't think he was a lieutenant, but I mean, I'm trying to be open and honest, and you guys are pretty nice to me, kind of not like some of the YouTube videos you see where they're like not so nice.
Keep going.
All right, thank you.
Hey, Nicholas.
He's gonna talk to you
All
real
right.
quick about
So-
it. But
We've all conferred. So here's the thing. When it comes to the meeting, as long as you're not disruptive, with the city business and all that, you're more than welcome to, okay? Big thing is, if I'm trying to talk to you, let's just try to keep it polite. Don't interrupt me. If you got a thing to want to say, I won't interrupt you. We get along, and then, you could sit down for the rest of the meeting. And as long as you're allowing us to progress with our city business, and then when we get to items like citizen comments, which unfortunately they already passed, but you can always request the mayor to make a comment if you want. You're more than welcome to participate in the meeting.
Okay.
You
Well,
good with that?
I guess. I mean, my goal wasn't to come and interrupt. I've had some things I've wanted to say for months now that I've been pushing off, and I'll wait another month. I'm not so much in a hurry, but I think the rule of law needs to be followed. I think the city charter needs to be read and followed. I mean, I've let the sheriff know that I might have put it away. I mean, some of the lawful stuff has to do with the city charter, and I just feel like when I read it, there's a bunch of stuff that's not getting done. So I might come back later and make some comments on it. Again, I'm not trying to
We'd
disrupt.
love to have you. I mean, we've already got our agenda set, and so you can get with Joe, get on the agenda.
Okay.
One
Well,
of the things too, I think you got my email, correct?
I got quite a few.
You
Yep.
can always email me and say address this to the city council, and I'll put it for the council. So even if it's a complaint about me, that's what you do, because he's my boss at the end.
Okay.
You all good with that, Nicholas?
Somewhat. Yeah, I kind of would like to say a couple more things. I do want to come and look at some emails. Emails are public records. Back in January, I said I'd like to come inspect them. There's a 5-day period, and after the 5 days, I could have sued. It's a violation of
Nick,
It's a violation of the law, and I know you said other cities have done it different, but if you read the law is different.
Well,
And
Nicholas,
that's fine.
that's a separate issue. You want to email me that? We could get with our attorney as well to provide you why we're doing it that way.
okay.
So,
Well, I just kind of pushed that because at a time I paid for the audio and video from their dash cam, and I listened to what you guys said last time when the deputy hockey came in, and you talked about trespassing and all that kind of stuff. So, where was I going with that? You said something about where there's no reason I need to come back here. I can do everything electronically. Well, when the law says I can come in and inspect public record, and I make a request to come in and inspect public record, and I don't get to do that because I've been trespassed illegally, that was my thing.
We
You're
need to get
mixing
back
two-
to our meeting.
Yeah,
I appreciate
that's
it.
too
Okay.
separate.
You guys have a good night,
We'll
and
put
I'll
this
see you
separate.
next month.
We'll see you next month, Nicholas.
regarding the other thing
Okay.
that I told you I'd look into, that's the case number forward.
All right.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
We'll
you.
get together. We'll go.
Thanks.
Okay. All right.
You too. Thank you.
Huh?
They did consult with their city attorney,
Mhm.
who basically said, let you in.
Uh,
So
I
that
kind
was
of
legal advice, legal counsel that they got, which
I appreciate
And
that.
I'll send that off to the district attorney and see what he thinks under your concerns.
Yeah.
So
You guys have been so
Nice to meet
professional. If I see you again, I'll try to remember your name. Borland, right?
just a short guy works.
The short guy.
But no, you're right. They don't
Okay.
have that right to exclude you from it. So,
Okay. Well,
but they're
I get
what
the
I
fear.
gotta prove is intent.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, none of us want to make mistakes, right? Or none of us should want to make mistakes.
Yeah.
But they're also, I don't think, educated in what they're allowed to do.
Yeah. And I mean,
So,
I watched some YouTube videos, and some of them really push the limit. You know, they cuss and they do all kinds of stuff. They approach, you know, if you guys are doing stops, they'll come up and they're like, I got 10 feet, you can't fucking stop me. And they do all kinds of stuff. They have statutes printed out and they throw them on the ground. They do all kinds of stuff. I'm not trying to cause such a scene, but I mean, part of it is I do want to spread it with my friends and people that see we have the right to do a lot of stuff. And because of trickery, or what's called latches, people are cunningly coerced into giving up our rights. And so until we read and it says lawfully, I mean, an hour ago, I was thinking you guys are going to come arrest me, and I had it all down to one word in trespassing too, which is lawful or unlawful. And it's like, I don't want to have to put things on a teeter-totter, but if nobody stands up, they get to make rules and just enforce them continuously as much as they want. So without having somebody read and call 911 or something, it's kind of sad. Sometimes it just gets overlooked. So appreciate your guys' time, and I hope you have a better night. Fuck yeah, guys, that's how it's done.